Hello, everyone. Another Let's Talk at Harmony Med Spa. I am Jessica Simone, nurse practitioner, founder and owner of Harmony Med Spa here in beautiful Sarasota. Today, I am very excited to introduce and have as a guest Joshua Hardinger.
Thank you, Jessica, for having me.
You're
I'm so
welcome.
excited. I am Joshua Hardinger. I am a makeup artist here in Sarasota, Florida. I'm also a fine artist and an illustrator. I create logos, paintings, and I get people ready to look beautiful for their events.
I always tell people there's nothing you can't touch or create that doesn't end up just gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. You're too
welcome.
sweet. You do incredible work. I
Thank you.
love referring my patients to you because you don't even know they had anything done. They just look fabulous.
Thank you.
I think that's the goal.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely. So we're here today to talk a lot about the combination therapy of having just beautiful skin, and what I do for beautiful skin in here at Harmony Med Spa, and what Joshua does to complement and how we complement each other with makeup tips and tricks and good skincare. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about how you feel about the application of makeup, what's important and everything.
Well, I think number one, good makeup is good skincare, and that's just what it is. A lot of people buy great products, and you can buy a little Dior show or a little Dior eyeshadow and have no idea what to do with it. So it's really all about making sure you're taking care of yourself, making sure you're taking care of your skin. There's so much out there. It's 2023. We're not gatekeeping anybody information of how to look fabulous. And I think just following up and keeping up with just really simple moisture, like hydration and clean skin. Coming in every once in a while for a deep clean facial, and just, I know for me, that's everything.
So when you get some clients that we, collaborate with, what do you love most versus someone that may not have a good skin regimen? What makes that a little bit different treating somebody that has some just beautiful glowing skin when you put makeup on? How does that affect your work?
So what it really comes down to is I can tell right away because I first do a full skincare routine. I put on moisturizers and serums and primers, prepping the skin because, let's be honest, makeup clogs your pores.
Yeah.
So what I like to say is you got to clog it with the good stuff first.
Yeah.
And you create a barrier between your skin
Absolutely.
and the makeup, and that's so important. People who don't take great care of their skin, and we've all been guilty of that, but their skin just sucks up the moisturizer, and I use twice as much, and they need a little bit more spray, a little bit more serum, and that's just fine. I use a wet to dry technique that sets the makeup, so that way it's not moving. So you have to be really careful with powders at that point. And the difference between people who have amazing skin, who clearly take care of their skin, whether they have a little bit of tox or they just have great skincare regimen, is, oh my gosh, I can just put on a little bit of liquid blush and some concealer, as I did with you, and your skin's glowing.
Fabulous.
It's just so it takes out this whole extra step of you getting ready. And and it's
a little
healthier.
bit more time too, it sounds like.
Yeah.
And I often wonder, I'm guilty, don't wear a lot of makeup all the time, even though I look great. Josh always makes me look great. We do a little touch up. But I think for people that kind of rely on color and enhancing the skin with makeup every single day, it's kind of contraindicated, I guess, because I think people don't really know how much makeup does clog the skin. We all love it. We all use it. But the emphasis here is also combining your routine with good skincare. And what I mean by that is regular facials by a professional. That's really important. We can all do skincare at home, but we need regular exfoliating facials, either microdermabrasion, hydrofacial, dermaplaning, things in that nature to kind of have those skin to turn over the cells so we can have fresh, younger, non-aged skin underneath, so that when you do call up Josh and you want to get ready for that fabulous night that you've been waiting for all year long, that makeup just glides and glistens over the skin, and you just have the best outcome. And I think both you and I are very patient-centric. We want the best outcome for our clients. I think
Absolutely.
you use the best products that ever touched my skin. I love your
Thank you.
makeup. And it just does, even for myself. I see such a difference. It's just fabulous.
And I think you touched on something. It can be counterintuitive to kind of, you're like, oh, well, I'm getting this done, and makeup can pulling at my skin, and it can do certain things, and it can clog my pores. But it's really about, like I said before, using the right products before putting on makeup. And you don't have to go out and spend big money on a fabulous primer or some expensive moisturizer, but just using something that has good stuff in it.
Yes.
And having products that moisturize and there's so many anti-pollutant things out there that clean your skin while you're wearing it.
Yeah.
And I think you also kind of mentioned something about like this huge trend that we've seen in recent years of like glass skin.
Oh, yes.
And that is like, that's the look,
yes,
right? And,
absolutely.
And that's what we can do. I mean, I can do it for you, and it'll last, about 24 to 48 hours if you don't wash it off.
Yeah.
But, that's as far as it goes, and
so having a short-term and a long-term plan definitely makes the difference for both of us. I think when I have patients that invest in either RF microneedling, again, we use a little bit of tox here and there. We get regular facials, definitely coming in for hormone checks, making sure that we're building collagen as we age. And then we have fun times where we go to another professional. We learn the appropriate way to put on makeup, how much to use. It's really, if we all look at TikTok, we know that there's a lot of makeup being used in a lot of different ways, and it can be super confusing.
Yeah, it is.
So
I drip it on my face and let it pour and blend it in, or do I do the the dots all over and blend? And and the real answer is there's no real way to tell someone how to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that if you have someone who's telling you, oh, this is the only way you can do it, I kind of avoid that, because there's every person's different. Sometimes I start with the eyes, and sometimes I start with the face. It changes depending on the person. The only thing I will say is that, I mean, even I'm wearing makeup now, whether people can tell or not.
Yeah.
And it is sometimes less is more, but that's not for everyone. Because I have some avant-garde clients who they want big, glittery, blue, sparkly eyes, and that's just kind of the look.
I think that it's fantastic with the diversity of what people are looking for.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that we can kind of meet people where they are, and we can give them tools for their success and their outcomes, and still educate folks on really staying regenerative, making sure that we have the bases taken care of. Check facials,
Absolutely.
check good skincare, check regenerative treatments, like I said, laser treatments, keeping up with those things. And checking internal health is really important too. And I think having a lot of fun and doing the glamorous things that all girls and guys like, and calling in the professionals to make a real difference, even if it's just for a consult for you, just to learn a little bit more about how to do these. I mean, I have to admit, I'm not an expert. I'm not a makeup artist. I like to look good, but I need his help. I need his help.
And if you,
he knows it.
And you keep me in business, know. And that's the thing, is that I have so many people come to me and say, "Oh, I don't know how to do this. I don't know." Like, that's why I'm here.
Yes.
That's why I'm here. And I think you kind of nailed it. Kind of brought to light what I wanted to say and couldn't really just a moment ago with what you said about education.
Yeah.
Me saying, oh, someone telling you, we're not telling you what to do or how to do it. We're giving you facts.
Yeah.
We're giving you the solid, this is the result you're going to have if this is what you do. Right. And I think that's a huge part of it. Do what you will with that education, that that skill that you'll have for the rest of your life after
Yeah.
having a sit down with you.
Yeah.
And that's something I love about you, Jessica.
Well, thank you.
Is you don't just come in, people don't just walk in and they're like, oh, I just want this here, and you do a few shots and they're gone. No.
Yeah.
No. She's got your file. She sits you down. You're a medical professional, and you're a nurse practitioner.
Yeah.
And that's very obvious how educated you are.
Well, thank you.
Every other word sometimes I don't understand. I have to admit, but most of it, but at the same time, you're giving people such a great education when they come in and see you, and that's so important.
Yeah. Okay, so for the audience, give them those top 3 questions or concerns you get from all of your clients.
So I'd have to say a super common one is the eyes.
Okay.
That's a huge one. People are very, I think, confused about their eye shape. And when you have hooded eyes, they're like, well, I put it on and then you can't see it. And I think a big part of a solution to that is, when you're doing your makeup, you're in the mirror like this, with your eyebrows as high as can be, and you're doing it. And then you go out and your face is relaxed. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a big one. And I know a big part of what you do is actually kind of solving that issue
and lifting.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's a huge one, that people want that swooped up, lifted, youthful, runway kind of just fabulous. It's all about angles.
Yeah.
And like a big part when people are confused with eyeliner, and they'll continue their eyeliner from their lash line out. And you should actually use your bottom lash line up. And that's your angle.
Okay.
And, there's so much that about proportion and facial proportion, Fibonacci, all that crazy, fun stuff. And that's what I love about what you do, because you stay within proportion.
Symmetry is so important. And I think that's both what we're kind of getting at is when we're at home and we're doing our own makeup, I am the same way, trying to, look up and do this. I think that it's really interesting that you lose that perspective at home because you're your own guidance for that symmetry. When you have other people being able to evaluate symmetry in the face, be able to talk to you about appropriate symmetry, and how to apply makeup or have a product or service that treats that asymmetry, so something that may be a little off, that we can kind of get that proportion back in shape. And I think just fixing the symmetry is really a heavy hitter for folks. And I think that's something very valuable for people to know.
Another thing that I find is that I have a lot of clients who are really confused on how to not pronounce complex folds.
That's a big one.
Yeah. And I know that there's so many of us, me included. There's certain products that I put on my face and you feel like you're revealing a lot more textures than you were before. And that was kind of not the point. Yeah. Right. So a big thing that Kevin Aquan, who is actually the father of American Beauty, even to this day, something he would do for his girls on the runway was actually just apply some of his Kevin Aquan foundation, and he would actually just take a tissue and place the tissue and blot the skin, absorbing the actual oil from the foundation and from your skin, and you didn't have to use powder then. And it didn't reveal these complex folds. And it kept this luminosity to the skin, which is what we lose as we get older.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a great way of dealing with just not revealing kind of the more mature parts of our skin that we don't want to see. How would you deal with that situation?
Well, that's all of my business. Really is to treat clients that are aging. And happen to have laxity of the skin. So those deep folds, those deep lines, wrinkles, horrible word, right? That's primarily what I see a lot of my clients for. We can pick an array of products that treat those, but we're really trying to treat that root cause. So we're treating loss of collagen. We're treating helping the wrinkles release with tox. We are doing good skin care and bringing hydration back to the skin. Dermaplaning, any kind of exfoliation, deep exfoliation, hydrofacial, microdermabrasion, just to get cellular turnover and to have that glow back. Severe deep folds and heavy wrinkles, obviously that's a product-based choice. So Tox, filler, Sculptra, one of my favorite products, can help build the collagen, bring that elasticity back to the skin. So we're not having even deeper lines and folds.
Right.
So thank you so much for coming. I enjoyed
course.
having you. I learned so much. For all the folks out there that are interested in learning a lot more or a little more about what I do here at Harmony Med Spa, you can visit our website. And Josh, why don't you tell the folks how to get a hold of you?
Absolutely. And thank you for having me.
You're
wanted to
welcome.
say. So you can reach out to me by phone number 610-621-6830, Joshua Hardinger Art. You can also contact me through email, jharding@c.ringling.edu.